Slide, slide, slippity slide. Alright, I'm hoisting this one up for the realm. The cosmic realm. Cosmic Vinyl. Woo-hoo-hoo. Just made a video. A slight return, as he called it. Gross. Oh, shit. That's good. First beer of the evening. Probably I'll have many more. Probably my last one will be about 4 a.m. and I'll watch Steve Carlson's video and go to bed. This video, hello everybody, it's Vinyl Richie. This video is not a vinyl find, it's a thread that's going around. Great opening tracks on an album. Miles Davis, So What was a great opening track on Kind of Blue. The Beatles, they started a lot of their albums with great opening tracks. The Rolling Stones, I mean, they had so many great opening. They started their albums out 9 out of 10 times with a great opening track, you know. I'm going to show them. My first 10 here are like top stellar opening tracks. I mean, they are game changers. First one, Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young, their debut with Sweet Judy Blue Eyes. That song is fantastic. I find this album to be a little uneven, but man, it starts out great, you know. Has wooden ships on it. Now, an album I just showed in go-tos was this one, Lou Reed, Rock and Roll Animal. Man, the intro and Heroin, the first song on side 1 on this, is just so epic. I mean, if you haven't checked out this, check it out, man. People that aren't Lou Reed fans will be, I think, not excited. They'll be surprised. Excited. These ones are all kind of chronological. Another one that was an epic opening track on an album is the Ramones' debut in Blitzkrieg Bop or whatever. I mean, it was like wham, bam, thank you, man on steroids. And it set the tone for the album. An album which there was nothing like this before this. And there's another thread that's going around, Show Your Grills, and this is one of my grills. It's signed by the band. Dee Dee, Joey, and Johnny all passed away. You know? Another great one, Sex Pistols. This one starts off with Holidays in the Sun, and then 17, is it? Fantastic, dude. I mean, it's just epic the way this album starts. Another one, Los Angeles, X. X's debut. Your phone's off the hook, but you're not. This is another album. When it came out, man, there was nothing that sounded like. I mean, people listen to this now and it's just, oh, yeah, it sounds, you know, good. But there was nothing like this shit, man, when it came out. Another one, Susie and the Banshees, Juju. Spellbound, just fantastic. I mean, it's top of the line. It is a great song, and it just starts this album off on the right track. Another X, Under the Big Black Sun, The Hungry Wolf. A great. Jesus, I need to get out one of those. Oh. Another one, Talking Heads, Burning Down the House. I mean, what a great opening track, you know? Burning Down the House. It's not my favorite Talking Heads album, but it's got some of my favorite songs. This Must Be the Place, the closing track on the album. I mean, man, this is a great album, dude. Big Blacks, Earth. Atomizer, let's go. They just call it Atomizer, I think. Yeah. Yeah, it's just Atomizer. This starts off with Jordan, Minnesota. Just an epic song. It's based on a true story in a little town in Minnesota where there was a child molestation ring going on. And turned out, I don't know if it was a majority of the city, but a big percentage of the little town was involved in it. Politicians, and the judge dismissed the case because he said it would be too detrimental to the whole community. But yeah, it's a tragic song, and it is just a heart-wrenching opener. Man, this is Jordan. Jeebers. Fantastic opener. It's not a happy song, but Butthole Surfers. Man, this opens up with Creep in the Cellar. Just check out Creep in the Cellar by Butthole Surfers. Just a fantastic. I might leave a link to a couple of these ones that people might not know, but this is Creep in the Cellar, dude. Wow. And my final one out of these top 10, these 10 that are just, it's the White Stripes. And what is it? Dead Leaves and the Dirty Ground. Just starts off with a punker, you know. That was the first song I ever heard. It was on the radio. I had heard, a friend of mine had talked about these guys. Oh, you got to go see them. And I wasn't really going into gigs back then, you know. And then that song came out. Oh, wow, that's fuck a great new punk album. You know, I bought it, and when I first played it, I was a bit like, man, this ain't punk. You know, it ain't punk, but it's a great album and great opener. Okay, that was my 10 spectacular. It could have been 11. I didn't really count. Opening tracks. But I'm going to blow through some others. I'm going to show some 60s. I don't know, Psych Garage. Spirit, I believe this is their first album. Fresh Garbage. Just a fantastic way to start the album. The Music Machine, Talk Talk. Great punk 60s garage song. And the rest of the album really doesn't live up to it. It's got some good songs, but it's got a cover of Cherry, you know. The Beatles song, Taxman. It's like, come on, man. Record company blew it on that one. The Leaves, Hey Joe. The opening track is Dr. Stone. What a fantastic. The Blues Magoos, Psychedelic Lollipop. The opening song is We Ain't Got Nothing Yet. Another great LA band, Love. Starts off, this is their debut album. The first song at side one is My Little Red Book. Fantastic. That was a big hit in Southern California. This is the only Love album I have besides like a anthology. I'd like to get their second and third and their fourth studio albums. I mean, they've been reissued, I'm sure, but Sir Douglas Quintet, Mendocino, opening track, fantastic. I used to love that song. I don't know what it was, but yeah. And then it's got What About a Mover, is it? She's About a Mover, the closing track on side one. Oh, no, it's not. It's whatever. It's on side two. Look at that. 3 for $1. Now I'm going to just show some others. It's not classic rock. It's kind of punk, new wave, whatever. It's what the kids call alternative maybe now. And these are all in, I think these are all in chronological order. No, they're not. No, they're not. Psychedelic Furs, Talk, Talk, Talk. Starts off with Pretty in Pink. What a great, this is a different version than the version from the film. This is a great album. And starts off with a great song. Pretenders, Learning to Crawl, Middle of the Road. What a great opening track. To a great album, dude. A band that's not real popular with people nowadays. They were bigger than shit. And the opening track on side one is Message in a Bottle. A great opening track. Now, I saw the Police on tour in support of this, like in probably 80, maybe 81. This came out in 79, so it was probably 79. And it was one of the loudest concerts I've ever been to. You wouldn't think that, what most people, think of the Police. But Andy Summers' guitars, it sounded like Jimi Hendrix. They just put it this way. Back then, they did not sound live, at least at this gig, like they do on record. And it was fantastic. It was louder than shit, though. I remember I went to the concession stand to get some drinks, and even the lady that was serving me, she goes, I've never been to a concert that was this loud. It was loud. Fantastic, too. I wish they would release something like that, man. It would blow people's minds. The Clash, London Calling. The song London Calling. People kind of maybe take it for granted how great of a song that is. Listen to that, re-listen to that song, and just listen to the guitars in the back, man. It's just like fantastic. And the melody, it's just fantastic. Great song. And it's Think Pink. I guess the Elvis one had that Pink on it too. I don't have that album. Elvis Costello and Attractions, Armed Forces. It opens up with Accidents Will Happen. Fantastic song off of a great album. Got another Elvis Costello here, Trust, and it starts off with Clubland. Fantastic. That is a great song. The Violent Femmes, Blister in the Sun. That is a great way to start an album. I saw this band live too, and I wasn't real familiar with them very early on. And after the first band played, my brother came from Bakersfield. He came down here and he goes, let's go do something, So, I heard of this band, And there's a very small place called the Palace. First band played, I don't remember who their name was. But I wasn't sure if it was the Violent Femmes or not. I go, yeah, they were pretty good, huh? We were getting ready to leave. And it was like midnight already, and nobody was leaving. I told my brother, maybe there's another band. And then Violent Femmes came out, and they blew the other band away, let's put it this way. The guy came out, he just had a little snare drum, the drummer, the bass player with the stand-up bass, and the guitar and singer. And it blew me away. Fantastic gig. I'm talking too much. L7, Bricks Are Heavy, the opening track, Wargasm. It's got what do they call it? A sample of Yoko Ono. It's the best use of a Yoko Ono vocal I've ever heard in the song Wargasm. But yeah, it's fantastic. Wall of Voodoo, Dark Continent. Their second record, their first full-length, Back in Flesh. Fantastic. Cosmic Vinyl. Now the rest are punk. No Love, Choke on It. This and another album from France that I can't pronounce their name right off the top of my head are my two favorite albums so far this year. And the opening track on side one is Choke on It. It is fantastic. This was on my go-tos. And quite often your go-to albums have great opening tracks. Gas Chamber. Just fantastic, dude. Adolescence, another one. I Hate Children. Great opening track. G.G. Allen. Brutality and Bloodshed for All. The opening track is Highest Power. Pretty mind-blowing song and album. I don't know if, man, this is still in the shrink. I don't know how blurry that's going to be, but man, look at that dude. Fantastic album. Fantastic opener. We're Only Gonna Die. Bad Religion. How could hell be any worse? They were so good on this album. And then they turned into that. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the other stuff. Black Flag, My War, The opening track on side 1, My War. Man, I used to dig My War. Slip It In. Opening track, Slip It In. Circle Jerks, wonderful. What a fantastic album. Opening track, wonderful. This is a great rock and roll album. It's not really a traditional punk album. I would call it a rock album. And people that like rock should check this out. You can get it pretty cheap and it will blow you away. Guaranteed. Another one that was in my go-tos, Cockney Rejects, Greatest Hits Volume 2. The opening track, War on the Terrace, is just fantastic. And then it's followed by Oi, Oi, Oi. That's another thing. A lot of times, the first song is great and then the second one is great too. And then you know what else I noticed when I was going through? I have a lot of albums that the first track is so-so, then the second one is like killer, you know? Dead Boys, Young, Loud, and Snotty. Sonic Reducer. Fantastic. I just got a Dead Boys record. It's the demo versions of this album. And I'll probably show that next week in my vinyl finds. But man, those mixes, some of them are better than this. It's fantastic. English Dogs, Forward into Battle. Opening track is Forward into Battle, you know. I remember when Tom moved in next door and he was talking about, oh yeah, man, Metallica, and he, you know, they were just starting. I go, dude, come on, man, listen to this shit. And it blew him away. He goes, what the fuck? Yeah, these dudes, man, they kind of went metalish. The punks didn't like it, but I thought it was great. Forward into Battle. Fear. The Record. Fantastic. Let's have a war. Look at that shit. Let's have a war so you can go die. The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. The Four Skins debut. The first song is Plastic Gangsters. A ska reggae song. Fantastic, dude. Great album. Public Image, Limited, Happy. The first opening song is Seattle. Fantastic, dude. God damn, how many times am I going to say fantastic? It is a spectacular opening track. That is the guitars, vocals, and the whole writing of the song structure is just like nothing before it. Negative Approach. Tied Down, the song Tied Down, just a great opening track, and his vocals, man, are just so brutal. And we're going to end with a third Ramones, Cretin Hop, another great opening track. That's it. I hope it didn't take too long, but I'm sure it did, because I did put in a couple of little stories in there, huh? Congrats to the Nationals. Unbelievable World Series. It's the first time that a home team didn't win a game. What? Man, could you imagine paying money and going to see one of those games and your team lost? Oh my God. I mean, it happens once in a while, but all 7 games of the World Series? Wow. Yeah. Take care, everybody. My last video, I apologize. Every time I stuck a record down, my phone was vibrating, it was making noise, and it was moving a little. It was a bit annoying, but I didn't want to re-record it. I don't have the fanciest getup here. It's not like I have a tripod or anything. I mean, I've made videos where my camera's balanced on a bag of beans, you know, pinto beans. Take care. Don't forget to move your clocks back. At least if you live in these parts. Oh.